you constantly hear this thing about, I learn more from my failures than I learn from my success. Well, I can just tell you from my perspective, 100%. I mean, I actually embrace failure, okay? I'm not saying I go out and look for failure, but I embrace failure. At this point in my career, after 27 years, I know that, man, I learned a tremendous amount from that I can leverage now to make a lot more money in the future. You've got to survive, though. The survival has to be the undercurrent of whatever you do. So whatever chance you're going to take, you've got to make sure that you can survive that. Now, the funny thing about being an entrepreneur, when I started in 1986, when I was 25, I didn't even really understand what failure was. So a lot of times I'd make a decision, I didn't even have a clue of how bad it was going to be after I made the decision. So I think it's really hard to try to tell young entrepreneurs not to do something or to be careful about doing something. All right, so am I more risk averse now after 27 years of being in business versus when I first started? Once again, it's a yes and a no answer. I am more risk averse because I understand the risk, but I also take huge gambles. I take huge gambles, but I understand the risk associated. I've learned that I can reduce the risk down to very acceptable levels with certain things, and that's based off experience. So I've tried something, it didn't work, tried something, didn't work, and you may have to try something and learn over 5 or 6 tries, but after, there's some number where, and it's not 1, and it's not 2, it's not 2 times, sometimes it's maybe 10 times, but at some point in time, you've got to a point where you've got a large enough sample size that you learn that, you know what, this is probably going to work. The key for me to reduce risk is to stay focused, okay? When you stay focused, you learn quicker. If you're doing several different jobs, it's going to take you a lot longer to understand the risk associated.